Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the full moon in Scorpio Lunar Eclipse. It is time for us to dive into the guidance for these energies in just a few moments. First of all, if you're new to my readings, hello and welcome. If you're not new, hello and welcome back. The intention that I always set with these readings are to support you in using the spiritual tools of the cards to guide you back to the wise, instinctive knowing that exists within yourself. So when you're watching a reading with me, I always recommend having a journal on hand. I always recommend pausing the video if you're watching replay so that you can take the energy of the card that flips over that's relevant for your reading. And I'll share in a moment how to find out which reading is relevant for you. You don't have to watch this whole video, just watch this intro and then skip ahead to your video, again, if you're watching the replay. So if you pause the video and take time with the card that flips over for you, there's going to be feelings, ideas, inspirations, visions, insights that come through for you that are messages for you. I always intend that these readings are also aligned with your highest good and the highest good of all. So we're tapping into this universal energy, whether you call it God, goddess, angels, guardians, your grandmother, ancestors, fairies, star family, mythological creatures, whatever it is that you call this source that you appeal to for support, wisdom, and unconditional love. That's the energy that we're appealing to. And this energy communicates with you through the wise, instinctive knowing that you have within, through the images that come in the cards, the way that the messages come through me. So I would pause the video, write down the message from the card, and then listen to the interpretation that I'm offering for you, and write down any associations you have with the messages after my interpretation as well. It really helps you to get the most out of these readings. It's not necessary, but I always recommend it because I think it's a very valuable way to do readings, and this is how I personally listen to readings from other readers. So that is my recommendation for you. Before we get into this whole amazing eclipse energy and everything that it's bringing, I just want to share a few things that I have going on. I do have a meditation service with chakras. So if you're interested in clearing your energy centers, it's $14.40 a month. We're on WhatsApp. You can sign up at the link in the description here and on this screenshot here. It's a really powerful service, and we are getting a lot of value from it. We're going to be starting with the root chakra again this next week. So if you sign up when this video is new, then you'll be able to get into the beginning as we start again. Also, for those of you who are local to Western New York, in Tonawanda, I will be on Saturday the 21st doing in-person readings. You can contact me to sign up for those, to find out what their location is, and you get a prepay discount if you want to sign up ahead of time. And that's really all the extra advertising I have to do, except to let you know that I do have other videos that the advice is still valid for. So we have the Taurus season advice, which is valid until May 20th. We have the Mercury retrograde reading advice, which is valid until June 3rd. And then we have the new moon in Taurus eclipse video, which that advice is valid until Taurus season next year. So that one has a long validity time. It's useful for you to know and to access the affirmation and the understanding that that celestial event has brought into our lives to process and to assimilate over the next year. Equally, because this is an eclipse, this is a lunar eclipse in Scorpio, eclipse energies are kind of like portals. Okay, so there's the moon, right? But then it gets eclipsed by the sun. And so it's kind of like goes into the dark. And then when it comes back, it's illuminated again. So it's full moon in Scorpio goes basically to a new moon in Scorpio, and then goes to a full moon in Scorpio again. So essentially what we're doing is we're taking a year of time and we're kind of like leaping into next year. where the full moon will be in Scorpio again. But there's also going to be an eclipse in Scorpio when the new moon happens 6 months from now. So that's kind of like the punctuation middle point. That's going to help us gauge where we are in this unfolding. So even if you don't understand all of that, that's totally okay. But just know that this advice is valid for the next year for you to really help to get the most out of this Scorpio full moon eclipse. Now, Scorpio itself is the sign of transformation. It's a sign of rebirth. It's a sign of magic and intuition. And so these are the themes around which you're going to be experiencing some shifts and some changes over this year. And also, we're going to be looking up where in our chart this moon phase is happening. So this is how I'm going to break down the reading. You know which reading is for you by looking at your chart. So you're going to have to go ahead and run your astrology chart if you don't already have it. And you can go to astro.cafeastrology.com/NATL natal.php. Page has power, or positivity has power, and you'll enter in your birth data. If you don't know your birth time, I have a video for how to dowse for your birth time, and that link, a link to the birth chart generator is in the description here, so you don't have to, hopefully you didn't already pause and try to write it all down. It's in the description, so just go into the description and you'll be able to go right there. Okay, you're going to be looking for the Placidus chart. Okay, so it looks like this. All right. And you're going to be taking this chart to find out where this eclipse is happening. So if we look, the eclipse is happening in 25 degrees, 18 minutes of Scorpio. So you're going to look at the Placidus chart to find out where that is for you. Okay, so we're looking at this chart. So we're basically going to scroll down and try to find the name Scorpio. If you do not see Scorpio in your Placidus chart, which is possible, you're going to find Libra and Capricorn, because those are the ones that are before. And actually, you're going to find Sagittarius. Sorry, Sagittarius and Capricorn. This person doesn't have Sagittarius in their chart on the Placidus chart. Okay, sorry. Scorpio is in between Sagittarius and Capricorn. So you may have Sagittarius and Capricorn in your Placidus, but you might not have any Scorpio. Okay, if that's the case, you're going to take the house that Sagittarius is in before it moves into Capricorn. Basically, the Placidus chart is just taking you through the astrological journey from the point of where the what constellation was on the horizon when you were born. And then it follows the astrological journey, which goes from Aries to Pisces. If you're not familiar with that, you can get more familiar with it as you watch my videos and learn a little bit more about the astrological journey that we are on every year. And so you're going to find out where this degree point happens. So you need to know that the degree points start wherever your ascending starts, but then go up until 30, and then each new sign starts at 0. So let's see, what does that mean? Okay, so we're going to look at this person's chart. Let's look at where it says 3, Libra, 2305. So this will go up from 2305 to 30 degrees in Libra, and then it also contains 0 degrees Scorpio all the way until 2628 degrees Scorpio, because 2629 you see is where the 4th chart or the 4th house starts. So this person actually has 25 degrees 18 minutes in their 3rd chart. It's right on the edge of the 3rd house. It's right on the edge of the 4th house, but it's not in the 4th house yet. Okay, if you have questions for your specific chart, you can feel free to reach out to me, send me your chart, and I will let you know which house to watch for. Okay. But that is the chart. So the Placidus chart is the second chart that shows up when you go to that Cafe Astrology chart generator, okay? It's right underneath the tropical chart, which we'll use for the next reading that I offer you guys. Okay. Again, if you have questions, please just let me know. I am here to help answer questions. So we are going to draw a general card. Don't leave me yet. We're going to draw a general card for everybody for this. The Goddess Power deck wanted to come through and speak to everybody with energy that's present in this astrological phase. So I'm just going to shuffle here, and we are going to take this top card that dropped out. Okay. Okay, it's Lakshmi, but she's upside down. So this is for everybody, for all of us, for the full moon in Scorpio. Okay, I just wanted to show you her upside down because their upside down energy has a certain vibration, but I will flip her upright so that you can see her better. Maybe, if my camera focuses. Okay. So for all of us, have you ever fallen prey to the idea that someone might take away what's yours? Or perhaps you think that someone else's success or happiness means that there will be less for you? You might not be conscious of this, but you feel that there's not enough to go around, not enough love, not enough money. You worry about growing old, missing out, and struggling for the resources you misperceive as limited. You might also feel miserly and stingy, afraid to share in case there will be nothing left. The goddess Lakshmi says this kind of thinking must go if you want to live a rich and vibrant life. Your alignment task is to stop and be mindful of the direction of your thoughts and reframe them to focus on what you truly intend. Repeat this mantra: what is mine will not go past me. When you feel the green gremlin of envy creep into your heart, bless the person and say, that which I desire is also for me. Your true limitations are only what you set for yourself. Don't let your conditioned mind and faulty beliefs rule your life. Break free. The world is unlimited if you let yourself open up to the wealth of your imagination. This is such a powerful message for this eclipse because we are talking about transformation here. We're talking about rebirth. We are talking about, on a collective, for all of us, moving out of a scarcity mindset into an abundance mindset through the acknowledgement that we are co-creators of our realities and that our thoughts are creating the experiences that we have. And so when we shift to thoughts about things that we want, things that we are excited about, we shift about thinking about all the things that we do have, all of the abundance that is around us, all of the things we have to give and to share, we are absolutely making a fundamental shift in our awareness away from scarcity into complete abundance for ourselves and for everyone else. This is a big shift for us as a collective because we are raised in a society that tells us there's not enough. You got to fight for it. You got to be hard. You got to be faster, better than the other person. And if you're not working hard, you're not worthy of receiving abundance and being taken care of. And so this is a huge shift for us as a human collective, and for all of us watching this reading as well. We are going to be making a shift. So for the next year, and I invite you to watch your thoughts. Not only watch your thoughts, but choose thoughts that feel better in your body. Choose thoughts that are more aligned with what you want in the world. One of the things that I always say when I notice myself saying something that I don't want to create in the world, or when I hear somebody else saying something they don't want to create in the world, I always say, I wouldn't cast that spell. So if you think about it as spell casting, it's a beautiful way to really check your thinking and your speech around whatever it is that you're talking about, and shift from this scarcity mindset to the abundance mindset. Lakshmi is aligning us to the fortune that's here. So we are going through this big transformation, and we're going to experience over the next year how our shift in our thinking about this is going to create more abundance for ourselves and for the world. Awesome. Woo woo. Oops. Okay. So now is the time, if you're watching the replay, where you can skip ahead to the reading that's relevant for you. We are going to draw the cards, and then I'll dive into the reading for them. So I'm going to draw, there's going to be 2 cards for every person. They're going to be Angel Therapy and Modern Mystic Tarot. Okay. All right, show me first house. Okay, first house, second house. Okay, show me, thank you. Show me the next house. Show me fourth house, thank you. Fifth house. Sixth house. Seventh house. Seventh, eighth, ninth. Okay. Let's see, 10th. Let's find the 11th. Oh, 11th and 12th. Okay. And I just like to do this part while I'm streaming so that you guys can know that I'm not trying to pull a fast one on you. Okay. I couldn't make it up if I tried. I would just, no. Okay. First and second house. Interesting that they both came out together. The angel therapy and the modern mystic came out the same way. Okay. Third house. Show me what we got. Third, we got fourth, we got fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Oh, the OCD in me is going a little nutsy. Okay. And that was 9th and 10th. And we got 11th and 12th. We will start with the first house and roll on down the line. Switch. Okay, so first house. We're going to start with the angel therapy advice. All right, first housers, here is your card. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I can pause. Sorry. There, better. Okay. Heart chakra. So again, pause and let the card speak to you. I will read it to you because I think it's super blurry, but that's the whole reason I have this camera, so that you don't need me to read it to you. Anyway, the answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. I love this. I love this energy. So first housers, over the next year, you're going to be focusing on the color green. Green gemstones, green clothing. You're going to be listening to heart chakra frequencies. You can just go to YouTube and type in heart chakra frequency. You might want to do the heart chakra meditations that are available for free in lots of different places. YouTube is one of them. Or you might want to join my service and pay extra attention to the heart chakra week. But this is really guiding you to open your heart to give and receive love. And to know that the answer of how you're going to navigate the energies of this transformation and rebirth that you're going through is through opening your heart chakra. Now let's talk about what the first house is. The first house represents this area of your life that deals with consciousness, identity, appearance, ego, and focus. So this is the area of your life that you're experiencing this transformation because this alignment happens in this house for you. So you are experiencing a shift in consciousness, a rebirth of your consciousness, a rebirth of your identity and your ego, and even your focus. Like Lakshmi was saying, we are having a transformation of focus, and this is the area of your life that it's affecting. So it's very, very potent and powerful for you. And you're going to be doing that. You're going to be guided through that by centering in your heart. One practice that you can do throughout the day is just to move your focus into your heart. Just like feel it drift down from your head into your heart and see how long you can stay in your heart throughout whatever it is that you're doing and experiencing, and whatever the unfolding of your day is. Stay centered in your heart as much as possible, and remember as often as possible to go back into your heart when you notice that you've been a little bit looping in your mind. Okay? And the answers you seek are already there, right? It's just that we get to live in our heart, be present with our heart, let our heart speak to us and guide us in order to really hear those answers clearly. And they will guide us through this transformation of consciousness, identity, appearance, ego, and focus that you're going through. We have a clarifier with the Modern Mystic Tarot. Interesting. I love it. Of course, it's green. So this is the Three of Earth. This is talking about teamwork, collaboration, networking, and cooperation. You know, the heart chakra card specifically says be open to giving and receiving love. Well, this is talking about in collaborative environments, in teamwork environments, opening your heart a little bit more to working with others. You know, we have a lot of trauma around community and around getting along with the people around us. And this card is really bringing your focus here. There's going to be a transformation with this eclipse over the next year that's really going to play out, be punctuated with the new moon in Scorpio, and then punctuated again next full moon in Scorpio. When it comes to teamwork, collaboration, networking, and cooperation. And you're going to see a shift in how you show up, like your identity when it comes to your identity in a group setting. And consciousness in general. It does feel like this is like a group that's working together, perhaps on a conscious level, it feels to me very community-centered because the heart chakra card showed up with it. So it's got this heart-centered energy, and I would say bring this group into heart-centered focus and help to align this group back to the identity of the group, right? What is the core of this group? If you guys came together for a heart-centered reason, always remember that every decision you make must be centered in the heart and align with why it is that you started this thing in the first place. Okay, so always come back to that. All right, first house, happy full moon in Scorpio solar eclipse. Best of luck. Okay. There we go. Second house. Second house, you guys are experiencing this rebirth, shift, and transformation of the Scorpio energy in your second house, which represents your house of value, which oversees your possessions, your finances, your self-worth, your exchange of finances, and the material world. So you might see a lot of things shifting here, and it's interesting too because Lakshmi came in as a general reading for all of us, and she was talking about how we are all shifting our mindset around money, right? Around finances, around from lack mentality to abundance mentality. So this is very much aligned for your house. Let's see what the Angel Therapy deck has to say. This general advice. Interesting. Books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, and editing or selling spiritually based books. Yeah. For the next year, get to the bookstore and find the most interesting spiritually based book that you can and read it. If you've been wanting to write it, set time aside. 1 hour a day, 3 hours a day, 3 days a week, 5 hours a week, whatever it is, okay? Give yourself the parameters to start the writing, to dive into it, and give yourself the time to read your book. If you're struggling with an addiction, one of the best ways that I've found to deal with addiction is to replace it with a passion. So for me, I have an addiction with video gaming. It's a thing, okay? This is why I'm on streaming platforms and gaming platforms, and I play cards because gaming and cards and all of this really resonates with me, but it became an addiction like anything can. But what I found was that when I felt the desire to go toward the addiction and I replaced it with something else that was a passion of mine, like, for example, reading my next the next book that I've been wanting to read, or learning about how to set up a stream like this, or whatever it was that I was trying to achieve, just taking a step towards that goal instead of losing myself inside the addiction and inside the habitual patterns. It really helped me shift. So if you're like, I don't have enough time for books, but I really wish I would stop binge watching trash dramas or whatever it is, okay, for you, well, you do have time for books if you can make the shift for reading instead of watching TV at night, perhaps. It's just an example, but maybe that's relevant for one of you. You might also want to be reading books about these subjects. So you might also want to be reading books about finances, about self-worth, and those two things in particular, it feels like. And there's a way to look at those things in a spiritual way as well. So you might have spiritual books about those things or just general books about it. Everything we do is technically spiritual because our spirit is present with us in everything that we do. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here that I really want to share. Oh, again, in the finances was recommended by Lakshmi. So abundance mindset books might also be something that you are looking for. Oh, what else I was going to say is if you want a list of spiritually based books, I have a ton of them. I've read a ton of them, and each one has absolutely expanded my understanding and been absolutely enjoyable and incredible to experience. So I have a major list of books. Couple of them coming to mind right now is the Four Agreements, The Mastery of Love, both by Don Miguel Ruiz, or one of them might be by his son Junior. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, Quantum Healing by Deepak Chopra, Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. What else do I got for you guys? A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. Who are my other favorite authors? Anything by Doreen Virtue. I guess that's a good place to start, okay? But if you have questions about a specific book or a specific recommendation for you, please feel free to reach out. I love recommending books and talking about the ones that I've read. They've been super transformational in my life, and they're going to be super transformational and helping you in this transformation. Remember, Scorpio is the energy of transformation, rebirth. You are like rewriting the program. You're expanding your understanding, especially of these things. I'm trying to think if there's any books on self-worth. Probably the best book that I've read on that would be Loving What Is and A Return to Love. But it's not something I don't focus on that often, interestingly enough. Maybe that's a message for me too. This is not the house that this is happening for me though. So let's also get clarity with the Modern Mystic Tarot. Ooh. Huh. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, you could. So clarity on all of that. You're going to be budgeting, making good financial decisions, and multitasking. You're going to be learning about this. You're going to be applying it. So I would definitely say that a book about money. Oh, what's a great book about money? The Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a great book about finances. I'm trying to think if I know any other good money books. Just, you'll find them. I trust you to be guided to the book that's right for you. And share them with me because I haven't read a lot of financial books either. Oh, I have by Deepak Chopra, I believe it is, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. That's a good one. I can't really add more to this. This is going to be your focus. You're really having a shift in your finances, in how you organize your money, how you look at your money, how you spend your money, how you talk about your money, how you think about money, and it's really gonna transform your life here over the next year. Spirit fingers. Oh, that reminds me, I didn't plug how to support myself with this. Oh well, y'all will support me if you're called. It's in the description here. I guess I'm talking to you because you're the one who's gonna be manifesting all the abundance over here and budgeting. So if you have budget to support me, you can go to paypal.me/devotedvulnerable and offer whatever feels aligned. Okay. Third house. Hello. Welcome into your reading. So this event is happening in your third house, and the third house rules communication. So you're going to be having a transformation in the realm of communication. which can involve technology, language, transportation, data, and early education. So this is the house that this is happening for me, so I'm right here with you. And we are really experiencing a huge rebirth when it comes to our communication. And let's see what the cards have to say. Start with the angel therapy. Oh, yeah. Well, that's pretty clear. Vacuum away fear. Yeah. The card says, call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energies from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. Yeah, so a lot of times we don't communicate because we're afraid of being rejected. So it feels like when we think about fear and how it could relate to communication, there's this block, this fear that we have of rejection, and we're asking Archangel Michael and Raphael. And if you don't believe in the angels, if you don't have an understanding of that, and you're kind of like, I don't know about that, that's great. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with the way that you believe or what you believe. But whatever energy you do go to, like perhaps it's your ancestor or perhaps it's a goddess, you can appeal to that energy to help you with this as well, or your higher self or source or whatever you call those energies. But you're appealing to the universe, whatever energies have this power to you, you're appealing to them to help you vacuum away fear. There's a meditation that goes along with this where you essentially just visualize a huge like spiritual vacuum like coming and just like sucking up all the fear in your body and then like taking it off into the cosmos and leaving you like nice and clean. So I would recommend doing that meditation anytime you feel the fear. Anytime you feel a little bit bogged down, especially when it comes to your communication, especially if you're afraid to speak your truth and there's support you need in maybe you want to develop something technologically, or maybe you want to go into early education, but you're afraid for some reason. I know that's relevant for me. Yeah, let the universe, the angels, support you in vacuuming away that fear. And also, this applies to the Lakshmi message as well, because scarcity mindset is fear mindset, right? So as we're making this huge transformation and rebirth into a rich, abundance-based mindset, we're going to have to vacuum away the fear that there's not enough to go around, which actually isn't how the universe works, which is opposite to the way that we think, but not opposite to the way that the universe works, which is good news. But we do have to have our thinking catch up with the truth of that. Okay, now before I go into the clarifier, I forgot to mention at the beginning that if you're receiving value from this and you want to support me, I absolutely will receive your support. Thank you very much. It's Devoted and Vulnerable. It's paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. It's in the description here if you want to support me. It's not necessary. I do these for free, but I just wanted to let you know it is an option. Okay, here's the other energy at play here. This is me. I'm right here with you, so blah for both of all of us. Guilt, worry, and expecting the worst, sleepless nights, regrets, and obsessive sorrow. So this is also the fear that they are talking about here, that the angels really want to help us clear up, vacuum away, especially if you find yourself not being able to sleep at night. Allow yourself to do this meditation. I might even offer it. Mental note to page. I'm trying to remember. Okay. Maybe I will. To offer a vacuum away fear meditation, because it seems like it might be impacting your sleep, might be impacting your life, and that's not supportive. So we want to move away from that energy and through that energy. So it also might be that the transformation that's happening in this area of your life might be a little bit intense for you. It might be putting you into a fear-based mentality, and you're just kind of obsessing over like what you can do when really you just need to trust the universe to do it and to support you through it. And you got this, and everything is working out. And whenever you notice this energy coming up, it's not like this is going to be present for the entire year, but it might come up from time to time throughout the year. And when it does, it's just your guidance. It's just your invitation to vacuum away the fear that's accumulated and to become clean once again so that you can move forward and communicate what you're here to communicate, to share the technology, the language, the transportation improvements, the data analyzation, the early education support, whatever it is that you're here to do in this house, in this part of your life, whatever it is that you're here to contribute to the world in this house, we need you to do it. So don't let the fear and the sleepless nights stop you from doing what you came here to do, and allow yourself to let the universe suck away the fear that might be present in you and might accumulate over the next year as you are going through a lot of shifts and transitions. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, so 4th house. Hello, 4th housers. 4th house represents your home. So this is the area of your life that's going to be most specifically impacted by this eclipse for the next year, okay? It is the energy of family, ancestry, youth, your origins, and nurturing energy. So this is the area of your life that you're receiving this rebirth and transformation. It's like you're getting a new home, you're getting a new energy in your home, you're reconnecting with your family in a new way, you're having a new understanding of your ancestors and how that relates to you. Let's find out what the angel therapy card has to say. Very, very interesting. Ha. Okay. You have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. Yeah, I mean, this is quite a transformation, right? And ancestry is part of the house that's affected by this moon phase, and mediumship is definitely being able to talk to the ancestors. So this card means that you do have this ability. We all have this ability, but it's wanting to bring this to your attention right now, especially as part of this moon phase. I mean, Scorpio energy is Halloween energy, and that's when the veil is the thinnest. And so that does not surprise me that it's coming up here in this reading. You don't have to be afraid of this. You're never going to receive more than you can handle. And you wouldn't be getting this guidance if you couldn't handle it. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start small. This card actually recommends a journal and writing out like, thank you, angels, for helping me to connect with my loved ones. And then you ask a question to your loved one, and then just like keep writing with your hand to receive an answer. Sorry, I should have had water with me and I don't. Okay. But yeah, you just basically, it's called rote writing, where you just kind of write without thinking about it. And you do this process like 6, 7, 8 times until you really can feel the energies that are moving through you. And then perhaps you can evolve to other things. But also, if there's a mediumship class that comes into your space in the next year, I would recommend you consider that. And just remember that you can always talk to. Living forces of the universe are always there for us to talk to and open up to. It's up to us to open that door. Okay, so it's time to open that door. There's a rebirth. There's a new energy. There's a transformation here in your ability to connect with your ancestral line and the ancestral line of others. It really feels like that's what this card is pointing to. But let's see what the clarifier card is. Okay, before we go into the clarifier card, I did forget at the beginning to share that you can support me and this reading if it feels aligned at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. It's in the description here. If you feel called to contribute, please do, but don't feel pressured. Here is the clarifier card. Completion, fulfillment, path to enlightenment, time to celebrate. Yeah, so I think this is a great energy here because this energy is present in your home. You have this fulfillment, this completement, this enlightenment coming through. It is a time to celebrate, and this mediumship is not something to be afraid of. It's something to celebrate. It's part of like the culmination of something for you, and so it's not something to run from or be afraid from for any reason. It's something that's very celebratory, and the celebratory energy is in your house. You're receiving this beautiful sorry, I saw a hummingbird. It was so pretty. You're receiving this beautiful energy of the end of something, the celebration, like the party, the payoff, right, of all your hard work. So congratulations. This is a great thing to experience, and yeah, I encourage you to pursue the mediumship. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. It's not something that I've dived into too far, but I have received that card many times, and also gone through my own process with it. So I feel you, and let me know if you have questions. But it's a really beautiful energy. I mean, this is one of the most positive cards in the deck, so awesome. Let me know if you have questions on this, okay? It might also be that your ability to connect with your loved ones are going to help you through any transitions or any hard times that might be ahead, but it doesn't feel like there's that much energy. It's more of like a party. Maybe it's a party with your ancestors. Okay. That's all I got for you guys, 4th house. Bye. Hi, 5th house. So this event, this full moon, is happening in your 5th house, which represents the area of your life ruling pleasure. So this can be fun and games, this can be hobbies, this can be your first child, it can be casual vibes with other people. This is the house ruled by Leo, so if you think about Leo energy, it's present here, and this is the area of your life that you're receiving a huge transformation and a huge rebirth in. You're gonna really see a shift in your hobbies, see a shift in the games that you're playing, the fun that you're having. It's going to be like revitalized and transformed, which is kind of fun. And maybe even a first child is coming and you're going to be transformed by that. That's not for everybody. It's just for one or more of you. Here's the Angel Therapy deck and card that came through. Singing and dancing. Yes, of course. This is the pleasure house. This is the have fun house. Express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. Yes. So for the next year, dance, dance, dance whenever you feel like it. Set time aside in your day to dance. Actually, having a dance space for me in my home is super important. I haven't had one in the space I've been living. And then now that it's good weather, I've been going outside to dance. And it has been really, really incredibly therapeutic for me to just have this place that I can just move my body and express myself. So I encourage you to have that place and to set time aside in your week or your day to just dance, just move your body, just allow the music to move through you. This card is also talking about it will help you open your psychic centers if that's not something that you are interested in developing, which is something that helps you navigate the world. So it's nothing to be afraid of, but I understand some people are blocked to that. So no judgment there. But this singing and dancing, if you are looking to open those centers, this singing and dancing will help you to do that as well. Yeah. It's going to really help you transform something. It's going to help you move energy. So if you feel at any point like you're getting stuck or bogged down, then I would go to this singing and this dancing as well. Let's see what the clarifier card is. Before I go into the clarifier card, I forgot at the beginning to let you know you can support the stream if you want with a financial contribution. The PayPal link is in the description here. It's paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. I appreciate your support if that feels aligned. Here is your clarifier. It's the perspective card. So this card represents an awakening, an epiphany, looking at things differently, and lightening up. Well, of course, you're going to be dancing. You're going to be going upside down. You are going to be really shifting the way that you move. And when you shift the way that you move, you're going to also shift your perspective. And it's going to bring some epiphanies and awarenesses to you that are going to help lighten things up. And you're going to be able to see things a little bit differently. A little bit more fun is coming into your life with this new view, with this casual energy that you're going through life with. And it's really supporting you in, this shift, this transformation, this rebirth. Fifth house, you guys are pretty clear, and I don't have much more to add to that. Reach out if you have questions, though, as always, of course. Alrighty. Namaste. All right, sixth house. Hello. So this event is happening in your sixth house. The sixth house is ruling the area of your life surrounding health. So you're experiencing a huge transformation in vitality, in the service that you're offering, in healing in your body, in pets, and in routines. That's the area of your life that's going to most specifically be affected by the transformations that are occurring. And let's see what the Angel Therapy deck has to say. Oh, yeah. Clear yourself. Okay? Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. So first things first, if you don't believe in angels, don't ask the angels. If you do believe in angels, definitely ask them. You can ask Source, your guardians, ancestors, fairies, whatever you believe in as an unconditionally loving source of energy that's here to support you. That's the energy that you replace with the word angels, and you go to that energy to help clear yourself. Now, what does clear yourself mean? Well, you can clear yourself with my chakra meditation service. You can clear yourself with your own chakra meditations. You can clear yourself with sage, with Palo Santo, sustainably sourced. Make sure to check for that. And you can cleanse the energy of things around you, like gemstones and spiritual tools, by saging them and or washing them if they can be washed. You can also do clearing meditations. So you can just search online, like clearing meditations, if you want to do a guided thing, or you could just go into your own meditation practice, connect with that unconditionally loving energy that you go to for support, and ask for yourself to be cleared. But this is something to be aware of all year, okay? And by year, I mean until the next full moon in Scorpio, which will be this time next year, 2023. We're going to be really being aware of when we don't feel clear, and when we feel cloudy and fuzzy, and like we're not able to like connect ideas, or we're not able to be very intuitive or instinctual. That means that you're not clear. One thing that I've had to do to clear myself is to cut back on substances that make my mind a little bit fuzzy, okay? So I've had to clear those substances out of my life, and I just noticed, I'm like, I don't feel clear. Why don't I feel clear? Oh, I think it's because of this energy, this thing that I'm putting into my body, putting into my field that's not supporting my energy field. You also might want to clear away like physical objects in your space that might have negative, heavy energies on them or in them. You know just by feeling it, so don't create problems where they're not, but just like notice if there are things that you're like, that just doesn't feel right there. You can sage it, you can remove it from your house, you can gift it to somebody else, whatever it is that you feel is called to do with it. And clear yourself of, just be aware of the energy of the media that you ingest, the entertainment you ingest. Be very aware that everything that's around you has either the impact of being supportive to your vibration or being disruptive to your vibration. So just be aware of, like, if you watch something and then you feel unclear, you feel uncertain about life, you feel heavier or burdened by what it is that you saw, then perhaps that's something you just want to stop watching for a while here. This is in your health, okay? So mostly this is going to be, you know, the things that you're ingesting physically, but it can also be the things that you're ingesting energetically. If you don't feel the vitality that this house speaks of, then you need to clear yourself. Okay? And maybe there's some routines that, like, you routinely clear yourself, right? You routinely, at the end of the day, sage, or at the end of your workday, you come home and you sage, or whatever it is. But maybe create a routine around clearing yourself as well. Before we get into the clarifier card, I forgot to mention at the beginning that you can support me financially for this. If you're receiving value and you have something extra to give, I am willing to receive that as a support for the guidance that you're receiving. It's Devoted Vulnerable PayPal, so it's paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. The link is in the description here. I think you can also search PayPal for Devoted and Vulnerable, maybe or maybe not. I'm not sure. Reach out if you have questions. And thank you in advance if that feels right to you. No pressure. Here is your clarifier card. It's the Karma card. Come on, baby. Focus. There you go. Yeah, legal issues, cause and effect, karmatic balancing. So it feels like this clearing is also on a karmatic level. There may be some... Well, there may be some karma that gets to be cleared up. Something that you've been carrying around with you for a while, and it's time for it to be cleared, balanced. It might be a legal issue. It might have been affecting your health, even. Like if it's just been this battle that's just kept dragged on and on and on and on and on. It's going to be completing over this year. And you might need to clear yourself to help move the energy of that along. Because what's going on with you vibrationally is reflected in what's going on in the world around you vibrationally. So clearing yourself helps us up to clear this issue of karma as well. And remember the Lakshmi message from the beginning, to move from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. That might also help you with this karmatic clearing that we're looking for. Okay? And anything else that you received when you looked at that card? Definitely big message for you. Okay. Hello, 7th house. So if this full moon in Scorpio is happening in your 7th house, which I hope it is if you're watching this part of the video, this is your house of relationships. So this is the area you're seeing rebirth, transformation. This area, this house rules long-term partnerships, marriages, enemies, contracts, businesses. It's like all one-on-one relationships. This is where you're seeing a huge transformation and rebirth with this full moon. And here is your angel therapy advice. Emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. Okay? So, especially in your relationships, honor your deep sensitivity. Allow yourself to release any relationships that don't honor your sensitivity. Let your sensitivity tell you which relationships are aligned, which relationships aren't aligned at this time. And trust that guidance and know that what you add to a relationship is your emotional sensitivity. We are, as a society, very trained to not allow ourselves to be sensitive because we associate it with being vulnerable and we associate that with being open to attack. And that's really the backwards way of looking at all of this. Our vulnerability is our gifts. There's so much gifts and vulnerability. It's like one of the biggest gifts that the feminine archetype, the goddess archetype, has to offer. Doesn't matter if you're male or female, we all have both in us. But it's this this amazing superpower of sensitivity, and it helps us to navigate this world. And you have that gift. You might even be developing it in a deeper way with this full moon energies for the next year. And yeah, this card is just reminding you that it's okay. It's beautiful. It's actually necessary, and it's a gift to everyone. And it's a gift to every relationship that you're in, especially because this is happening in your 7th house. Before we get clarity with the Modern Mystic Tarot, I did just want to say, I forgot to mention at the beginning, You can support me financially with this service if you feel called, if you are receiving benefit and have something extra to offer and you feel aligned. It is paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. There's a link in the description for how to contribute. Okay. Awesome. Clarifier. Excuse me. Okay. The star card. Everybody loves the star card. Hope, magic, you're on the right path. Make long-term plans. Make a wish. Woo! Awesome. I love this energy. I love this vibration. This is such great news. This is such great energy. Like, there's fireworks. Like, it's awesome. I don't know what else to share with you on this. This is great. This is energy for your relationships. You're on the right path with your relationship. Make long-term plans, long-term partners. There's hope, there's magic, there's a lot of great things like business partnerships are really good for you too. Make a wish when it comes to your relationships specifically, but anywhere in your life that could apply. But definitely relationships, because this is where this is happening for you. And you're a star. Your emotional sensitivity makes you a star. Can you affirm that this year? My emotional sensitivity makes me a star. And let that guide you. And know that you are on the right path when you follow that sensitivity. Okay, 7th house? Cool. Hello, 8th house. Welcome. So, since this energy is happening in your 8th house, this rules the house of death and sexuality. So this is the house ruled by Scorpio. So this is quite potentially very powerful for you, because this is like double Scorpio energy here. Transformation, the occult, spouse's money, inheritance, and rebirth are ruled by this. So you might be seeing transformation in any of these areas. You might be seeing transformation in your transformation. Let's find out what the Angel Therapy deck has to say. Ooh. So here she is. Well, here they are. Express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. So the divine feminine has this beautiful gift of being very sensitive, being very expressive, and these energies are so very necessary for us to embody, whether we're male or female. Opening ourselves up to receive from the universe and to express ourselves and to express what we are receiving, like through art, through music, through word, through dance, through connection, through whatever it is that you're doing in your life. Especially in this area, it's like the divine feminine's almost like a rebirth of the divine feminine within you. And again, whether you're male or female, this part of you is coming alive and is looking to be rebirthed, reimagined in a whole new way. You know, the feminine archetype has been very, very wounded, as has the masculine. And this wounded feminine can be very controlling, can be very aggressive, can be very walled off. So if those are energies that you've been experiencing, you're going to be experiencing a huge shift in this over the next year. You're going to be opening your heart. You're going to be allowing yourself to be vulnerable. You're going to be allowing yourself to be expressive, giving yourself permission to just do things because you feel a call in your heart to do them without any logical sense of why. Be centered in your heart. When you notice yourself in your head, come back into your heart as many times a day as you can. And try every day to express the qualities of the child, it's the child, the teacher, and I forget what the last archetype is. It's like the maiden, the mother, and the crone, I think, or so yeah, allow yourself to express these different qualities of the feminine every day if you can. Allow yourself to be childlike every day. Allow yourself to teach something to somebody else every day, and allow yourself to support somebody else, nurture somebody else. Before we get into the clarifier card, I do want to let you know you can support me financially if that feels aligned. The link is in the description here. It's paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Thanks so much. Your clarifier card is 10 of Fire. Okay, here we are. Burnout, taking on too much responsibility, needing help from others. Okay, yeah, so this goddess energy is about receiving help from others for sure. It's allowing yourself to ask for the help that you need, to state what you need. It's very powerful to say, I need this. And, you know, to let the universe provide that for you through the help of other people in your space. It might not be the person you want to receive it from, but trust that because you've asked for help from the universe, which you can always do, whatever you call the universe, whatever that energy you go to for support is, ask that energy for support and help, and they will help you. Ask and you shall receive. But I'm feeling this like you might be going to the wrong person for help and getting frustrated and stuck there and being like, well, that person didn't help me, so I'm helpless and it's all their fault. Try to avoid that too. I'm really feeling that for one of you. And this goddess energy is here to help you as well. So if there's a particular goddess that you like to work with, I would definitely work with that goddess to help you through this burnout, this overwhelm, this taking on too much responsibility. This is an intense alignment for you, right? Because this is in Scorpio. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. This is a big transformations, big rebirth, and you need help through that. You need support in moving into perhaps a more relaxed, vulnerable, expressive, feminine, flowy place. Perhaps because you've had your dukes up for so long and you've had to control and you've had to push and you've had to just do it all yourself for so long, and that's all you know. And the idea of being feminine is just like, why would I do that? I'm putting myself at risk and I don't even know what that means and I don't even know if I want that. But you will soften. And you will just express without needing to know why. And you will learn to fall in love with your feminine essence and being. And you can do it. You are doing it. It is a big transformation for you, but it is well on its way. And just avoid this burnout energy by asking for help. Finding a mentor, finding someone who is very in their feminine and learning from them, asking them questions, learning how they think. Yeah. Okay. Hope that helps. All right. Bye, 8th house. Namaste. Hello, 9th house. So because this event is happening in your 9th house, we're talking about this transformation happening in the area of spirituality in your life. So this is ideology, your second partner in life, if you have one, travel, law, higher education. So this is really where you're seeing huge transformation. And we're going to get more clarity with the angel therapy. Crystals. Yes. I love crystals. They're one of my favorite spiritual tools. And the energy of crystals are supporting you right now with your present situation. So as you are going through these transformations, crystals are really helping you. You might be learning more about crystals. You might be wanting to put crystals in your space, in your sphere, in your life, really to support you, really to absorb their energies and to let them ground you. They're made of stone and they actually can ground you, right? Because they're made of the earth. Crystals are essentially specific frequencies, energy vibrations set in stone. So they're little energy transmitters. They're little like vibrational tools that send out a consistent frequency. And when that frequency aligns with yours, when it's close to your body, when you have it in a specific area or specific part of your house, it's going to imbue that area with a certain frequency. Now, they do get clogged up, just like our energy centers get clogged up and our vibrations do. So you do want to clean them from time to time, the ones that can be cleaned, or smudge them. But definitely get into crystals. They're so awesome. I absolutely recommend them. Just find your local metaphysical store and go in and just let yourself be called. Let your hand, put your hand out, let your hand choose, let your heart choose, let your eye choose, whatever it is. But go and get yourself some crystals this year, okay? Really supportive for helping you with your spirituality and deepening that and transforming that, in fact. So before we get into the clarifier card, I do want to let you know if you want to support me financially for these readings that I do for free, you can. I will accept and receive that. It's paypal.me/devotedvulnerable, and it's in the description here. Okay. You got a clarifier card of the Knight of Air, the quest for knowledge, self-assured, fearless, events that occur with great speed. So it feels like you may be learning more about crystals, and that these crystals are going to help you navigate the events that are occurring with great speed. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here. It also might be referring to that general card that we all got with Lakshmi and the shift from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset. You might be learning more about that. And the gemstones might be helping you with that too. So gemstones based on abundance might be very supportive for you, but also gemstones based on spirituality. So amethyst is a very spiritual stone. Lapis lazuli is one of my favorite spiritual stones. Celestite is a great one as well. And again, any that you feel called to. But you're on this quest for knowledge, and these energies are going to be moving things very quickly for you. The stones might help keep you grounded and develop your spiritual gifts a little bit further. Cool. All right, 9th house. That sounds like fun. Enjoy your year of that energy. Okay, 10th house. Hi. So this event is happening in the area of your life relating to your ambition. So this can deal with society, career, reputation, power, influence, all of these aspects. This is the part of your life that's really being affected with this transformation, with this rebirth of this lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse is in Taurus. So here is your card. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from your pain associated with your mother and father. Wow. So it feels like there may be something related to your parents, to your relationship with your parents, that also relates to your career, your power, your influence in the world. Maybe you've been holding back because of them. Maybe your reputation's been tarnished because of them. Maybe you haven't been ambitious because of the spells they cast on you when you were young, that you were unworthy or whatever it is you heard them say. And maybe you've been choosing not to achieve because you've been wanting to kind of hold that against them. Like, see what you did to me, mom and dad? And it's time to forgive that if you haven't already. This card is really that energy. It's also forgiving and healing your relationship with the divine masculine and the divine feminine, which love you perfectly. And if you haven't connected with that energy, well, it's here for you to connect with at any time that you need to. And this is an energy for you to connect with this year as well. It's going to help you with your career. It's going to help you with your power and your influence in the world, and to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. This healing and forgiveness with your parents is super big and huge. Yeah. And good for you. You got this. You can do this. There's a lot here for you. And it says on the card, the angels are helping you heal. But you can replace angels with anything that you believe in, anything that you go to for guidance, that unconditionally loving source that is available to you. That's who's helping you with this, okay? It doesn't have to be angels if angels aren't your thing. That's fine. Before we get into the clarifier card, I do want to let you know how you can support me if you feel aligned to. PayPal is where we're at, and it's paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. No and, no space, no nothing in between, just devoted vulnerable. It is linked in the description here. Okay. Yay! Here's your clarifier. The end of difficulty, a turning point, seeing through illusions, rising above attack. This is a great energy. This is linked to this parent energy. It's like you're at the end of this story that you've had for a long, long, long time, perhaps lifetimes, with your family, with your parents, with the divine masculine and feminine. And it's like you've changed how you look at it. You're seeing through the stories, and you're just appreciating the love that you were given at the level that they were able to give it, even if it wasn't enough. And even if it was nowhere near close to what you deserved, you're at the end of holding that against your parents, and you're moving into this place of peace with it. Like, she's just smelling the flower and she's just fully present, and the past no longer holds her back from her ambitions. And that's really what I'm feeling for you. This is the transformation, the big transformation that's happening for you with this full moon eclipse energy. Wow, 10th house. And it looks the 10 of air too. Double meaning there. Wow, beautiful. That's all I have for you. Namaste. Okay. 11th house. Hello. I felt like I sounded like Mrs. Doubtfire there. Okay. So since this event is happening in your 11th house, we're talking about the area of friendship of your life that's being transformed. This deals with community, wishes, charity, groups, earned money. This is the very Aquarian energy. This is where you're seeing this huge transformation in your life. Let's see what the angel therapies have to say. Wow, beautiful. You are powerfully clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Okay. Wow. So let me read that again because I kind of flubbed. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Wow. So you are powerfully clairvoyant, and this is transforming your community, your charity work, the groups that you're involved in. This clarity, this clairvoyance is really going to be rebirthed for you, transformed for you. You're going to be experiencing it in a whole, like, I feel like it's a blown wide open way. And this is saying to trust what you see with your mind's eye and with your physical eyes. There's symbols all around you. There's things that are occurring that are messages for you. Everything in this life is a message for us. We just have to be looking for it and aware of it and open to the fact that it's there and open to interpreting it. So this is a powerful message for you. You are powerfully clairvoyant. Which means that you can see. So there's lots of different clairs. Claircognizant means you know without knowing. Clairaudience means you hear, but you are clairvoyant. The things that you see, the symbols that you see are very powerful. One thing that I'm going to suggest for you is to ask the universe to show you signs and symbols, to give you answers to things, to give you guidance for things. So usually when I'm asking for something, I say, show me a blank. And then I just say the first thing that pops into my head. So show me a spoon. Oh gosh, that's so benign and common that I was actually seeing a wooden spoon. But anyway, I just say the first thing that I see. Okay, once it was starfish, and that story is a crazy story. But anyway, just say the first thing that you see, like, show me a, and then just let yourself visualize something, kind of like in Ghostbusters when they, the first thing that they saw turned into a monster. Kind of like that. Okay. And then just let it show up miraculously in your life. It's something big. You can ask to be shown 3 times for extra confirmation. That's very powerful, especially since you are clairvoyant. I would be using this tool as much as possible to help navigate your community and friendships and charity and group work specifically. Okay. Before we get into the clarifying card with the Modern Mystic Tarot, I do want to let you know that you can support me financially if that feels aligned at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. The link is in the description. I am willing to receive what you are willing to offer, and thank you in advance if that feels aligned. Here's your clarifier card. Deception and dishonesty, more going on than meets the eye, secrets and manipulation. So you're going to be using your clairvoyance to root out this person with their fingers crossed behind their back, the lies and manipulation in your community, in your friend group. This is present for you, and it's for you to be shown and for you to see. So I would say definitely show me when someone's manipulating me, show me, and then whatever it is that you first see in your mind's eye, just say that out loud and then just let it go. And then it'll show up for you, okay? It'll help navigate you through the situation. There's really not much more I can share with this, that this energy is present. It's your house of friendship. It might be that you've been holding on to friends that are no longer serving your highest good and don't have the same intentions as you, and it's just time to release them, to identify them. You don't have to attack them. Never attack them, because attack always comes back to you. Love them. Understand that everything is either love or a call for love, and that's a call for love, not one you have to answer right away. Sometimes distance is the best way to deal with that dishonesty and deception, or sometimes you can call it out and sort it out with somebody as well, okay? It doesn't mean that it can't be sorted out, but it does need to be brought to awareness, okay? And you got to trust your powerful clairvoyance in navigating you through this house of friendship for this next year, okay? Yeah. Namaste, my beautiful 11th house. Last but not least, hello, 12th house. How are you? Okay, so this event is happening in your 12th house. This rules the house of secrets, hidden desires, fantasies, dreams, fears, sleep, and rest. This is where you're seeing huge transformation in your life. Let's see what the angel therapy has to say. Well, heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Wow. Archangel Michael and Raphael, ask them to help you with this healing. Yeah, so there's some addiction that it's time for you to transform, okay? It might be, it feels like it's like these hidden desires, these hidden addictions that you have. It feels like it's kind of like a secret. Maybe you know, maybe it's even secret to you. We can be addicted to anything. We can be addicted to anything. Okay, you know, the addiction energy is, you go to it when you're trying to avoid feeling something. You go to it habitually, routinely. You can't not go to it to feel okay. And you know, there's this dependence on it that takes you away from your truth. I don't know how else to say this. If you don't know how to find where you're addicted or how to identify addiction, should probably come up with a better definition of addiction. It's not coming to me right now. Mercury retrograde, which there's also a reading for. You might want to watch that one. Okay. If you don't believe in archangels and you don't want to work with archangels, that's okay. Whatever you go to for guidance outside of yourself, your grandma, your ancestor, your God, prayer, the universe, your higher self, Holy Spirit, whatever it is, ask that energy to help you heal away this addiction, okay? They're going to help replace your cravings for this with something that is supportive for you, with something that is nurturing for you, with something that helps you to, like, they're gonna help you heal the underlying thing, right? Because it's never really the addiction that's the problem. It's whatever it is that we're going to the addiction to run away from, whatever it is that we're using it to avoid, that's what needs to be healed. The avoidance needs to stop. And the gentle, loving, compassionate holding of yourself needs to happen, okay? It's keeping you from your dreams, okay? It's keeping you in the fear world instead of in the dream world, in the realm of everything isn't okay instead of the realm of everything is okay. And you do that, you have to face your fears, okay? So part of healing addictions, it feels like for you here, is facing your fears, okay? Facing that dark stuff that you don't want to go into. Get help with it. If you need help, get help, ask for help. Not only just from the universe, but maybe from physical people in your space around you, healers, mentors, reading books, joining groups, support groups. There's a lot of help out there for you. You are not alone, but this message is coming to you now because it is time to transform this habit. It's done. Time to move on, okay? And give yourself a year, okay? And that doesn't mean don't start now. It just means don't force any, you don't have to go cold turkey, okay? You do have time to work on what's underneath this that's driving it, okay? And before we get into your clarifier, I do want to just let you know, I forgot to mention at the beginning, silly, You can support me financially for this if you feel called. This is donation based, but I will receive any donation that you are willing to offer. You can, the link is in the description. It's PayPal. It's paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Okay, here's your clarifier. Mastered money, the queen of earth. Yes. Wealthy, dependable, motherly, resourceful, grounded, and sensible. So underneath all of this is you waiting to step into your queendom, waiting to sit on your throne. You are this vibration, even whether you're male or female. You are this royal ruler over the financial material realm with a beautiful, sensible, grounded, loving, motherly, dependable heart. And that's what's underneath what you've been running from, okay? And this will unlock when you face that fear, okay? Maybe it's a fear of being as awesome and boss as you are, okay? A lot of times we're afraid of how awesome we are. A lot of times we hold on to the things that hold us back because it seems easier to play small. It never is. It's way too painful. That's why we go to the addictions to begin with. And it's time to let that go. It's time to let your queen shine, to fix your crown, wear your crown proudly, and to move forward in your life with, what's the word I'm looking for? With just move forward in your life. There's nothing else. Just to move forward into this energy and vibration. It's you. Okay? This is your dream. And this is what you deserve. So you got to heal that addiction to get it. And do the inner work. And you can and you will. And I'm excited to see what happens for you. Okay? All right, 6th house. Happy full moon eclipse. Namaste to you too. All right, my loves, that is the end of the reading here. You're probably not here anymore, but I have to say goodbye anyway because I am a perfectionist and I need to close this thing right. As always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light that's within you. Namaste, my dears.